The Mastermind Group is a group of kind of like-minded people that have similar professions in related industries, but it's really getting together kind of in a video chat setting through Skype, meeting regularly and kind of going through some kind of customized training, working with Matt. Matt brings topics to the table, and then the group brings topics to the table, and we get to go over all those things. So it's really personalized to the folks that are there, personalized to the job responsibilities that we have, and it's really stuff that we guide, and Matt kind of oversees in his role as mediator and kind of pulls the learning out for us. So a typical call looks like, just kind of checking in, see where everyone's at. The great thing about the Mastermind Group is you have kind of an accountability partner. So some of that check-in will be, what did you say you were going to get done last week? Did you get it done? Did you achieve what you wanted to achieve? Did you have that tough conversation you were supposed to have? So that's, kind of starting there. And then we have the opportunity to put someone in what Matt likes to call a hot seat, which is someone willing to step forward with a problem, really kind of be open about that, and then open that up for dialogue. And what usually happens with that is we realize as a group we're probably facing similar challenges, maybe slightly different, but we all have some opportunity to receive support and feedback, and give support and feedback in that way. I think for me, the biggest benefit in being in the Mastermind Group is just being able to reach out to colleagues in similar roles that are outside of your organization. So, at work, you have your boss, you have peers, which may not have different job descriptions than you, different responsibilities, and that's all closely tied together. But being able to reach out of that circle, get some honest feedback, get some people that aren't related to the inner workings of everything, and kind of look at it objectively. So really being able to talk with them, present problems, present challenges, and then get some feedback and learn from their experiences as well. I think another benefit for me is building a network of people. So knowing some folks in my similar role in Chicago and in other states, hearing how they work in their industry, which might be similar to mine but different, a museum, an aquarium, a theme park, and learning from what they've done there, what's worked for them, what hasn't worked for them over their careers, and being able to apply some of those to my job here. I really look forward to every call with the Mastermind Group. I mean, it's taking an hour of your time, but it certainly doesn't feel like you're losing an hour of your time, because what I gained from it was a lot more than the time it took to be part of it. So really look forward to being with that group, following up with them, hearing about their successes and where they're at. And when I had something kind of gnawing at me, something that I needed some feedback on, some ideas that I could bounce off of people, I was kind of really looking forward to be able to bring that coming week and share it with them and help me move forward in my role here. Yeah, I think what the Mastermind Group offers is very personal to me. So Matt brings topics and ideas, but they're not set in stone. He really wants us to be open and have an agenda that reflects the people that are part of the group. So I get to come with my problems, questions, ideas, and have that be very personal to me. Really building personal relationships with Matt and the other people in the group also makes it personal. And the portable is, this isn't just training about very specific things for my organization. This is, growing me as a leader, growing my conflict resolution skills, lots of things that I can take with me in this role, a different role in this organization, or obviously anywhere I move on into in the future. I think anybody really is an ideal candidate for this, because the groups can be formed to be of similar people. So you could have people that work at different levels, at entry-level management, mid-management, executive level, people that are in charge of safety, people that are in charge of food operations. I mean, I think you can form a group of masterminds with anyone, and I really think that the commitment is small and the payoff is really big. So for anyone out there that's thinking, is this worth it? Is this worth my time? Is this worth my money? I think it absolutely is. I think you find a group of people that you connect with, that you can learn from, and that will help you grow and develop professionally. How did this experience help me as a leader? Really, it just gave me a great insight into something outside of the four walls of my operation. So knowing what people are doing in similar industries, knowing what they've done, what they haven't done, what they're looking forward to, even talking about trends in the industry and in guest experience and things like that. So really getting more of a national perspective on what's happening out there, and seeing how our museum here in Nebraska fits into that. If you're thinking about joining the Mastermind Group, I'd say absolutely do it. It's worth the commitment and it's worth the money, because you'll really gain a lot from it. I really think that the kind of feedback and the kind of learning that takes place in the Mastermind Group is different from anything you're going to get internally in your organization, whether that you're receiving coaching and development from your boss, whether you're doing some online training and resources. I think those are valuable, but I think this is a uniquely valuable experience because it's an extended learning opportunity. It's working with your peers. It's working with Matt as a professional, and the coaching that he's able to offer. And I think you're going to gain a lot out of it. And you say to yourself, I'm not a mastermind. Honestly, that's what I felt like going into this. I didn't feel like I was a mastermind, but that's not really what the group is about. It's not about your everything you can bring to the table, but collectively what everyone can learn together. So all of us had our own insecurities, our own issues, our own challenges. But as a group, we felt like the feedback that we could give each other, the support that we could give each other, that we were masterminds as a group. So you may not be an expert in your field. You may just be taking your position. You may not feel like a mastermind, but you'll have a lot to contribute to this and you'll get a lot out of this. I don't know if I can think of a specific piece of advice that was my favorite piece, but I did always enjoy when we came to kind of a consensus, whether I was part of the consensus or I was receiving the consensus. But we, if the other three people on the call agreed, we would say, the Mastermind Group has spoken, and this is clearly the way forward. So it's kind of neat to see that you may be at a moment of indecision, but really when you talk to people and they can kind of cut through some of that stuff and offer you some clarity and say, no, it's pretty obvious. This is what you got to do, whether it's easy or hard. But that was probably my favorite, is knowing that the Mastermind Group had spoken. I think the Mastermind Group is different because of its format. I think the ability to video conference with people makes it very, portable. I think I've done a couple of these calls from my cell phone on a work trip or in an airport. I've done them in my office, but that face-to-face time with the group is really important. It feels a lot different than a conference call. It really feels like you're able to connect with those folks and be together. I love the format, how there was some time in between each call, a couple of weeks. We were able to work on some of our goals and objectives and be able to put some things into practice that we've worked on with Matt and the group. And then, it's a really digestible, it was an hour of time. We got a lot done, we achieved a lot, and it was spread out over multiple months. So this wasn't a single day workshop. This wasn't, what can we cram into an hour? But this was really an opportunity to, look at part of your year, part of your season, and really come back to the table with lots of different challenges and lots of different opportunities to put it into practice. My biggest piece of advice for anyone that wants to participate in a Mastermind Group is be willing to be open. Matt does a great job of accepting feedback from participants, and a great job of encouraging all of us to accept feedback. So everyone in the group was so confidential. We were able to talk about some topics that were sensitive, but we all had a lot of trust in each other. So be willing to be open, be willing to be vulnerable, and be willing to talk about your deepest, darkest fears as a manager or an employee, and then listen to the feedback of the people, and I think you'll grow a lot from it. I touched on it briefly, but I think the time commitment for this is relatively small and the payoff is really big. So knowing that you can think about this for a couple weeks and then be able to sit down and have this focused time with the group, to me it was just such a huge payoff for such a small time commitment. So never felt like it interfered with my job or getting the things done that I needed to in my day-to-day. I truly felt that this helped me become a better leader and a better employee by spending the time with Matt and the group.